Hey there, guys. Ed Wilson here. This is a message going out to Trump's PR team. This message is about the Paradise Earth Initiative idea that I would like to present. What the Paradise Earth Initiative idea is, what it entails, some of the different facets. Most of these things will be able to replace a lot of the systems that we're in. Like, for instance, as everything is recultivated throughout the government, there's going to have to be offices repurposed. Every one of these offices that are repurposed will be repurposed for the service of mankind. Mankind will no longer be paying the government anymore. Once again, we know the national debt's a fraud. We know that every single thing that has to do with everything in our economic world is basically a fraud. And we know about the IMF. We know how many times the United States has been overthrown. And you notice I just said overthrown. We also know about 1776 did not happen. It was infiltrated by the Freemasons. We know what the Freemasons are. We know what the other subgroups are. We also know what the religions are. We know what they did to the religions. We know what they've done to the school system. We know what they've done to every aspect of society. Israel Freemasonry and its connections to it are diabolically it's all just one big shithole. So once again, if you're going to call all of this out, it has to be called out directly. And the Freemasons have to accept the responsibility that they are the ones that did this. And they're just one group. Keep in mind, you also wanted to integrate with other nations that also had national interests of their own. So when it comes down to it, one has to understand the Paradise Earth Initiative has to contend with not only racism, it has to deal with this dumb-ass American bullshit. It has to deal with all of the other countries. So the best thing we could do right now is set a good example. Now, you may say, Ed, what are you talking about? Let's get back into that Paradise Earth Initiative because you just rambled on talking about all these bad things. Yes, because the proper and true history has to be assessed and brought out to light before we can move on to something else. So, if we're going to try to do something like that, we have to fix these systems. We have to get to the root truths. Notice I said root truth. I didn't say your stupid facts. Okay, we have already proved that the United States is a hub of lies. Okay, and so these are things we don't have to discover. We know this is all true. We know without a shadow of a doubt. So as I get into the Paradise Earth Initiative idea, what we need is one of the first things so that we can start securing and making these people a little more content and happy is food infrastructure. I've noticed you've not mentioned anything. All you've been doing is propping up these damn dumbass no-till farmers. Yes, they weaponized the farmers. They've weaponized almost every aspect of society against society. So literally Judas goaded most of the population to get the other part of the population to go along. Look, I'm not going to get too deep into this because I understand it. And to be honest with you, most of you guys in the PR team, I know you won't. Okay? I know you're educated in the United States education system. And I'm sorry that that's the way that is. And I'm sorry that nobody told you some of these things. And I'm also sorry that you did not pray and ask God for the answers and to help guide you. So, any of you that may have, well, then you're probably on board with me. You probably understand some things pretty clearly and can perceive and discern what I'm saying. So, Paradise Earth Initiative. Food infrastructure, number one. Number two, let's make the American people whole again, okay? Let's go ahead and undo these mandates, and let's go ahead and get this living wage started. Now you may say, Ed, we can't just go out there and just get money, blah, 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 blah. Dude, we're going to take away the slaves. Yeah, because that's what you all want, is slaves. In reality here, what we want now is we want a wholesome paradise system. So in order to get the wholesome paradise system, basically everything and everyone's going to have to be re-educated and re-examined, okay? Everything does. So first off, where is the food infrastructure? That's number one. That's how you keep people happy and you keep their bellies full, okay? So food infrastructure. People will get paid to put this infrastructure into place. So right now, I'll give you a quick example. Ride down the medial strips of any town. Ride down, you have front yards here that are just being, just grass. They need trees, they need bushes, berry bushes, fruit trees, everything that we need, and they need to be paid to put these in their yard. Do you think they won't put them in their yard? So you're talking about global warming. I can undo all of this within 10 years. There's not a problem right now that we face in this country. The biggest problem we have here is that basically 90 some percent, and I'm not going to get too into that, have been brainwashed, lied to, dumbed down, poisoned, GMO'd, vaxxed up. Every single possible degeneration through the generations has been taking place. So here we are, guys. Here we are. All right. And so what does this Paradise Earth Initiative do? Some of the things I can't really tell you on here. Okay. Because I'm not going to lie to you guys. Some of you guys would go and rat it off. Most of you guys that are probably on here, on his PR team, are probably shills from some of those other countries, okay? All right? I don't want to get racial about it. I mean, I could. And I could actually start pinpointing some certain things and clear up some history that you guys don't know, that your AI can't even conceive of. But once again here, this is, you know, like I said before, I thought earlier I was talking with actually Baron on another WhatsApp thing, and then I realized real quick it was another scammer, and I'm like sitting there thinking to myself, you know, you guys do a lot of this scamming stuff, you know, and there's a lot of things going on in our country right now with the ticks and with all of the different poisons that are being administered on our children for this invasion that's coming. Yeah, I just said it, guys. Yeah, why would you do all of that? Why would you poison up babies and things and allow these vaccines to happen and not kill these people that are at the top levels, that are behind all of this, that basically came right out and admitted that this was their plan, okay? So, you know, once again, guys, so I can only go so far in this implementation. If I was to address Trump with some of these things, it would have to be directly, because I'm sorry, you guys don't have the mentality to handle some of this, okay? You think 1776 happened, okay? You think 1776 independence happened. It didn't, guys. It was infiltrated. So basically, every historical thread that we were taught is laced with lies. There's a root truth, a root cause to an effect. Okay? You guys are all out there dealing with facts. Remember that. But a fact may have no truth in it at all. Okay? Yes, I'm re-educating you right now. Okay? So, a fact can be socially accepted. It can be programmed into one. Because keep in mind here what Hollywood is. It is basically a programming syndicate. A psychological warfare military style mind altering. That's basically what it is. So you know whether you're teaching somebody truth or not, that's a form of programming as well. You have to understand the concepts, the root concepts to these causes and effects. So, do you want a better country? See, he keeps saying make America great again. And I was with him, and I told you, Trump, I love you, man. I love you. If I can ever get where I want to get to, once again, I want to be president too. I'm not going to lie. I want to be president. But I know democracy is fake. And yes, I'm saying it right to you. I know it's fake. I know without a shadow of a doubt it's fake. And you know that I know it. I'm sure you can tell. I'm sure you can tell. I was going to say, and once again, I'm talking to Trump right now. If, you know what I mean, he was to ever see something like this, he might get entertained by it. You know, he's a pretty egotistical guy. He thinks he's not like the greatest of the greatest. You know, like I said, in a debate, hey, look, I like you, guy. I'd whomp you. Hey, you wouldn't stand a shadow of a chance. All right. But I understand that there's a possibility that you really do want to do right. I just want to remind you that the elections that you won, most of the knowledge that you were coming out with, that you tricked a lot of people with, you picked up from the conspiracy realm, which are basically the truther realm. And you ran with it. And a lot of these people, these dodo birds and these sheeples, fell for it. Actually, in the Epstein list there, it talks about them as goyim. You know what I mean? But see, guys like me were exposing this decades ago, all of it decades ago, and how it all goes back to certain groups, certain secret societies, things of that nature, and what they've been doing, how they've been doing it, how it came about, how all of it goes back. It's a very ancient, and they've been using all of this for population control for a long, long time. Well, now we're kind of to the point, man, well, we know, okay? I prayed, man, okay? God's real. He's exposing you guys. You guys are the one who took the eye off the temple, off the pyramid, okay? I was going to say, and, Trump. I was going to say, you know all about that Masonic bullshit. Now I'm not going to say at some point in history, in ancient history, there wasn't some great points to it. I'm not going to say there wasn't. I'm going to say for right now, I see where it wasn't leading to something good, but it would appeared as if it was. Okay, so basically, the Paradise Earth Initiative starts out with food infrastructure, putting food infrastructure everywhere, and it also puts in a work system to where everyone can also go can get paid to build the Paradise Earth Initiative system. As they're doing this, they can also be paid to be re-educated, because we're going to have to re-educate everyone under the Paradise University system. The Paradise University system, once again, everyone will have opportunities, no matter what age, what color, anything, everyone, because a lot of these faculties that are going to be built into this, which the people are going to get paid, once again, yes, get paid, okay? They're not going to be out there being your damn slaves anymore, okay? For your little pissant wages. They're going to go out and they're going to learn things so that we can take this world to the next level. You see, I'm sorry, I have to segue into some of this old knowledge, because, once again, most of you guys, you're into this biblical shit, and you don't realize most of that was all twisted by these same perverts, okay? Their main goal was to basically take over your minds and rule over you for eternity. That was the goal, okay? And they're doing it right now. And then right now, a whole bunch of them are getting exposed, and they have a couple of front races and a couple of front groups that were actually created in labs. Okay, guys, I'm just going to tell you straight up, because that was the only way that certain groups could actually connect with other races in other nations, okay? So you have to realize that going back into all of this gets really, really twisted in a lot of different ways, and you have to realize what was really going on and how carnal the world really is, and how a lot of us, we don't want it that way. We want everything as it appears. We want transparency. But as you can see in government right now, you know what I mean? Like what happened with COVID. Okay, you got Trump out there. I love you, Trump, but listen, man, I got it. I'm a truther, guy. I'm a truther, okay? It's the China virus. Well, it might have been made in China, but we know who paid for it, okay? We know who paid for the gain of function. We know what Pfizer's doing. We know what everybody's doing, okay? But, and I'm just one of many, 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 many waking up. We're eternal beings. We got eternity for this. And, that's what I believe personally. That's why a lot of us woke up. We prayed. And, basically God's exposing it all. He's bringing it all out. Because basically those that were supposed to have been chosen, I had to explain this to a couple of the root races there. So they're going on, well, we're the chosen ones, we're the chosen. I said, no, you're actually not. I said, you may have been in a certain time frame, but you're not. Because what happened was you took the knowledge, you took the secret knowledge, and you decided to enslave man with it, raping and pillaging and just doing all kinds of damage. It was detestable, the things that were done, okay? And I'm not gonna get into this too deep, because once again, I could go on for hours on this, because this is very, very deep subject, okay? And a lot of you guys, you're just not ready for it. You're not ready for it. I don't even think you can handle it, because honestly, it's gonna take your religion and toss it on its head. I've already destroyed all of these religions. They're done. They're done. That's why there's gonna be a new one, guys. That's why there's gonna be, and they had intended of actually taking all of that over and making their own. And because they're actually very, very evil and carnal people that love to, well, let's just say they're not very human, okay? So, I would love to go a little deeper into this and talk about some of the systems that are connected to this. But there's other things that are connected to it, like seed communities. There would need to be a few of them. And once again, getting back into freeing the American people and making them whole again so that they're not as depressed and oppressed. Because I'm sorry, Trump, if you want these guys out there for 40, 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week being slaves, well, I mean, if that's what you mean by make America great again, well, I'm sorry, bud. You know, you can take that and shove that up your ass, okay? Because we don't want it made back to its glory again like that. We want it better than it's ever been. Because now we know that it technically doesn't exist. We know what the Freemasons did. We know they're an international, global terrorism syndicate. Okay? You know, you know. You know I know. You know Alex Jones knows. You know all these people know. A lot of these guys have been weaponized against themselves and don't even realize it. Been watching what's been going on for a long time. They're going to say once you start understanding how they do some of these magical... Here, I'll throw one on you guys just for the fun of it. When they hit you with that gospel, that God spell, when they hit you with that gospel, that programming that has kept you locked down for hundreds and hundreds of years, so that if someone comes up there and smacks you on your left cheek, you turn the right one as well. Boy, I tell you, these kings love it when people keep turning that other cheek. Before you know it, you run out of cheeks, and next thing you know, they're heading in another direction. You know what I mean? Epstein, diddlers, all that kind of stuff, you know, that they're talking about. Well, sorry guys, those are just figureheads. Once again, well, just like a president is a figurehead. You know, your first term, you found out a lot. You know what I mean? You know, you learned a lot. A lot of us were crying out to you, trying to warn you what was around you. We knew what Pence was. We knew what all of them are. We know who all of them are. And you are surrounded by demons. And not ones that are repentable. I know that was weird that I just threw that in there too, huh? I was going to say because there's another concept there that, well, you were lied to about a lot of things. Anyway, Paradise Earth Initiative can solve a lot of these problems, and it's going to take a very conscientious person. A lot of these other countries that are overthrown right now can easily, if we were to set the example, they will come around. Not only will they come around, but they will want to participate in the greatness that we will be a part of. We will become a spectacle to the world globally. We will become a world leader in purity and getting things truthful. Okay? People will be in awe of our system. Right now, when they look at the American system, it's more like, oh, not, oh, okay? So, I also know that you like these damn golf courses, Trump. These eyesores, these pests to the earth, poisoning the water systems around them. Just kind of like our no-tiller farmers out here. Glyphosating, putting accelerants out there, rotting accelerants, other agents, all poisoning wells, killing life, killing the bees, killing the microorganisms. Yeah, okay, look, Paradise Earth Initiative solves every damn one of those systems. There's not a damn thing you can come up with that can't be solved, okay? You might not like the way Paradise solves certain systems with certain entities and certain individuals, because this isn't a game. You're out there playing diplomacy. You're playing American politics in a country that is overthrown, that does not exist. Does not exist. I'm going to say it again. Does not exist. That's why you hear people say, well, you know, it's America in the Bible. Yeah, if you call it Babylon. Yeah, that's about it. It doesn't exist. It never got independence. Therefore, does not exist. The reasons that we broke away from England were all instigated and engineered by the Freemasons. Okay? It's over. It's over. We're surrounded right now. Our counties are inundated with these queer baits. Okay? And I don't mean that queer as in like I'm not talking about the homosexuals or any kind of nefarious thing that you might want to identify that with, because let me get something straight here. I also know what created them. Woo woo! Yeah, we can talk about King James and his Freemason connections and his personal life a little bit if you wish, which you probably won't like very much because what that basically says about your Bible, okay? Yeah. The living word trumps. Did that one for you. There was a play on words there, Trump. The living word trumps the written word, okay? Yeah. That's what Christ is all about, guys. You are walking around right now in your Jesus temple, okay? Everybody keeps saying Jesus is going to be coming back. Yes, he is. Go to any hospital, any day of the week, go to a maternity ward, and there is a new Jesus. Just born, okay? Yes, I'm putting it in a nutshell. I just put so much knowledge in this little teeny video I just dropped. Some of you guys won't even be able to wrap your heads around it. You're going to be laughing at my teeth and stuff, and you know what I mean? My fat and all that. You know, now I'm putting this out there because I'm trying to word this without insulting anybody. But I also can't not insult people, because once you hear what I'm presenting to you, I just undid everything that you know. Okay? So, I'm sorry. I got a little segued there. I got a little bit, I'm a little excited right now. I'm a human being too. You know what I mean? I'm a real one. You know what I mean? And I've been damaged too. I was vaxxed up as a kid and things of that nature. I also know I've been privy enough to see the difference and see the differences in those that have been vaxxed and have not. You might think that there's a lot of people that are out there that aren't 100% pure. Well, there are. We're making sure of it. And now as we go into the Paradise, because Paradise Earth Initiative, this is, for some of us, this is happening. It doesn't matter if you guys come or you don't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you guys kill us. All that matters is we're going to stick to truth. We're going to push toward the Paradise Earth Initiative system. And basically we're walking away. I mean, the United States is an overthrown country. So basically, unless you're going to admit some of these things that I've been talking about, you're already done, because you can't face the truth. Therefore, your foundation is based on lies, and you know how that works out with the foundations, right? The cornerstone, which the builders would not allow, soon becomes the cornerstone of the new foundation, okay? You guys are so cocky and egotistical. You have no idea that you have been being watched. All of us are. Right now, as you look at this video that I'm putting out there, you're not alone. And the more of you that are in the room, the more of them that are watching. That's right. There's a reason for this, guys. So, sometimes you get an opportunity to repent. Paradise Earth Initiative is the United States opportunity to repent. That's what it is. Okay? I've cried many a nights over this, guys. I've lost many, many, many hours of liquid out of my eyes. A heaviness upon my chest, in my throat. Looking at these children as you guys go out there and you put on a charade, and you got everybody fooled. You know who's not fooled? The ones I just told you about. They read and peer straight into your soul. They know your intent. They know what you're a part of, guys. Listen, I don't want to get this all on a negative tone, because the Paradise Earth Initiative, there's nothing negative about it. The only thing negative about it is, well, those that get in the way of it once it starts to roll. Because there's going to be some of us out there that are not going to allow people to get in the way. because it is the greatest thing that could ever happen to this earth. To the earth. Not just a continent that's been ran into the damn dirt by certain groups. Okay? You know what I mean. Okay? So, you also know where I am. And you also know that I've never hid anything that I've ever said. Ever. It's all out there. Most of it was word of mouth, peer to peer. Word of mouth is quite powerful. It's more powerful than the internet. I know, I just said that. I know, right? Anyway, I'm not going to go too much further into this. I got 25 minutes into it. I want to do an itemized video on the Paradise Earth Initiative, and I would like to talk about different aspects of some of the minor levels of it. There are no limits to it, okay? So as far as I hear a lot of you guys, out there, in your little diplomacy going into these different countries with this, oh gosh, man, you got conquered without a shot fired, guys. They told you they were going to conquer you without a shot fired, okay? And not only that, they advertised all of the punches, and you still got your ass beat, okay? Aren't you getting tired of getting your ass beat? Trump, do you realize that you don't even have to go around and visit most of these countries where you're going? You need to be riding around in the USA. That's where you need to be. Okay? Now, you may say, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm out here doing this and I'm doing that. Yeah, you know what? I'll bet you with a guy like me in there, not only would that run more efficiently, we could cut the time down so dramatically. It would be almost as if it was a slight excursion. Just a reroute, okay? Diplomacy failed. You're in an overthrown country. No. Not being overthrown. Dead. Does not exist. That flag? False idol. I know a lot of you guys are thinking, what about the vets? Yeah, the vets. Let's talk about the vets. How easily they were conquered, converted into terrorists by these regimes. Okay? I know who you assholes are out there. I know who you guys are. You're carnal beings. Okay? You're unregenerated. All right? You don't know what Jesus is. You don't know what the Christ is. You don't even know what your own endocrine system is. And you don't even know that your body's a temple. You don't know nothing. So you need to be retaught. Okay? I just want to help. All right? Otherwise, now I'm going to tell you another secret. Now this one better weigh heavy on your heart. Are you ready? Woo-hoo! Troll Trump family, get in here and gather round, guys. Gather round. So that you get an opportunity that a lot of people don't seem to get, okay? I don't think you guys seem to understand on a soul level what you guys are really doing. You're going to return to this place like dogs to your own vomit. So, when was the last time you had yourself a big old bowl or cup of some vomit? Or you went out and you partied real hard, guys? And now, once again, this is just an analogy. So you were out partying real hard, you're tossing all over the place, you know what I mean? Did that leave a nice flavor for you? Did it? Do you want your babies and your mommies and, like your moms and dads? Because guess what? They're going to come back here too. Yeah, that's what reincarnation is, guys. That's what eternity is. That's what this plane is. Behold, I make all things new. I'm telling you everything. I'm telling you everything. You look at your children, tell them you love them. You look at your mom and dad, love you, mom and dad, love you guys, love you guys. You want them to return to where somebody's going to be predatorizing them? Epsteining them, P. Diddying them, Anthony Fauciing them, Joe Bidening them. Oh, that's a funny one, guys. I'm the guy, when Joe Biden was having a debate with Michael Dukakis in Georgetown, Delaware, I was the guy that he coined his phrase, straight from the mouth of babes. Straight from the mouth of babes. Okay? I've met a lot of people, guys. I know what the deep state is, guys. I like the term deep state, Trump. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've stole it. I've been walking with that deep state. I've been talking about it because, you know, it is a perfect wording for the situation and the ancient levels of time that it has had to grow. Okay? All right, look, once again, I said I was going to cut this short a little bit ago. I'm glad I'm here. I'm here to help. I have received nothing from the United States. I have received no type of, during the whole COVID thing, as we were exposing it, what was going on, we did not get vaxxed. No, we did not. I received no type of compensation, anything like that. I have received no stimuluses. So as far as I'm concerned, the United States really can go fuck itself. Okay? Because it's overthrown and it's a piece of shit. I don't want my children or my future self or my future ancestors or any of the dead that are out there returning back to this bullshit. Okay? Bullshit. All right? And it's funny I say bullshit. That's a pun on words too. Moloch, all that. You get it? You get it? You get it? Bow. You get it? Okay? I was going to say all these false gods. Yes. I could take you guys on a real historical journey. I could take you guys before, you see, you don't seem to understand, not all of us are on the same level of mind, okay? Yes, I know about the weather modifications. I know about I'm going to stop. I know about everything. I even know about some things that you guys don't even know about. And once again, you know, once you start to know, once again, key word there was to know. Knowing is actually an action, it's a verb, all right? Because once one person gets enough information and enough pieces to the puzzle, their discernment starts to kick in. Once their endocrine system starts to activate, their third eye opens up. All of the chakras start to open up. They start vibrating a little bit. And that's how you see through things. Yeah, that's right, guys. I'm saving your soul right now. I'm giving you an opportunity. Paradise Earth Initiative. And I'm sorry, I said I was going to cut this off, but now I got a heaviness on my chest that just hit me like a brick, that I got to say this one more time. The Paradise Earth Initiative system is your opportunity to be reborn and to repent. Okay? Your church has lied to you about once and done. Okay? They lied about all of that. We've exposed the guys that were writing your Bibles. That's why on the front of your Bible, most of you guys, I'm just only using this one, it would either be, for most of you guys, it's either Catholic or it's a King James Version. Okay? They're versions. And you know who was altering those versions? The guys that were in power, that wanted the population to follow what they had to say. That's what was going on. Okay? That's really what was happening. So, I want to make you guys aware that you're committing a folly right now. Trump, I told you on other social media that, you know, I love all men. I love all people, and I hope that no one has to fall victim to evil. I hope that all can be not sacrificed, saved. I'm hoping that all can be saved, because right now they're being sacrificed. That's okay. So look, Ed Wilson here. If you want to talk to me, it's gonna say, feel free. I'm holding back dramatically because, like I said, some of these things I just can't tell you. I was gonna say, and it's kind of like we're in a fight right now, guys. I mean, yeah, we're gonna win. We know we're gonna win. You know, I mean, I don't know if you're gonna win. I mean, I know we're gonna win. I know it. But when I say we're, I don't know if you're a part of the we're. I don't know. That's up to you guys. That's a choice you have to make. This is where your free will comes into play. See, they've been altering your free will, guys. You didn't have free will, all right? That's right. I'm just telling you it all. I'm telling you everything. I'm telling you your pastor is a satanic preacher. He's a liar. He is a liar, just like all these actors are liars. What is an actor? A glorified, a liar. What is a Satan? An adversary, a prince of the air. What air are they talking about? Prince of the... No. Prince of airs. Projection. Putting on a charade. Acting. That's what it's all about, guys. That's what Satan is, okay? That's what your adversary is. A liar, okay? I'm not a liar, all right? I'm a truther, okay? That's what separates us. That's what separates the liars from the truthers, okay? I'm not saying I wasn't a nut when I was younger. You know what I mean? I was a wild young man. But then, something hit me. I started watching some things that I was around hurting people. And everybody kept saying, oh, it's their choice, it's their choice. And I started to realize, no, it's not their choice. When you don't have a choice, you don't have a choice. And everybody's like, oh, you always have a choice. No, you don't. If someone puts you under a God spell, it's like being in a coma. Do you understand? If you want to win, I would love to help. Or you can ignore me and treat me like a peasant, like a goyim. Go ahead. It's all right. It's going to say, what goes around comes around, guys. Sometimes the greatest thing that could ever happen to you can be presented to you in the most simplest of formats. And you won't have the ears to hear.